Good morning, everybody. Today, the topic of our discussion will be three-phase control converters. Three-phase control converters are applicable for power ratings above 15 kilowatt. Now, single-phase converters are used extensively in radio and electronic equipment, and they are restricted to handle power up to 15 kilowatt. Above that, three-phase control converters are used, and three-phase rectifiers, they have higher efficiency, higher transformer utilization factor, lower ripple, and they provide balanced load for three-phase load distribution, and they are used in DC traction, electrochemical processes, power supply for large electronic equipments. So these are the applications of three-phase control converters. Now, first of all, we will discuss M3 converter with R load. M3 converter means midpoint center tap, not a center tap, midpoint transformer. You'll see the configuration just now. So this one is a M3 converter with R load. Here we can see a delta star transformer. On the secondary side, we have three thyristors, T1, T2, and T3. Load R connected across the output. Now, these are the phase voltages VA, VB, and VC of the secondary. VA across this, VB, and VC. Now, for the three-phase converters, what you have to start with, what you have to learn at the very beginning, is that you have to divide this entire interval of this half cycle into an interval of 30 degrees. See here, I have divided it into intervals of 30 degrees, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, and 180. Again, here also I divided into 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Like this, you have to divide the entire scale into divisions of 30 degree. Thereafter, drawing VA, first of all, we have to draw VA. After drawing VA, so first you will be drawing this VA. Now, after drawing VA, this is 30, 60, 90, 120. From displacement of 120 degree, we start off with VB. VB goes here 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. So here this is a half cycle of phase voltage for B. This is the full cycle of VB, and again or another 120 degree interval, that is 30, 60, 90, 120, we have VC. So like this, we have to first divide the entire omega t scale, entire x-axis, into divisions of 30 degree, and thereby draw the waveforms of the phase voltage for VA, VB, and VC. Now see, here at this particular interval, that is at omega t is equal to 30 degree. At omega t is equal to 30 degree, that is at this particular interval, at this particular interval, that is omega t is equal to 30 degree, from this interval VA is maximum positive, but before this interval VC was maximum positive. Now before this interval VC was maximum positive, and after this interval VA is maximum positive. VA is maximum positive means thyristor T1 is now forward biased. Thyristor T1 will conduct when it gets a gate signal at its gate terminal, and this is alpha 1 is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T1, or alpha is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T1. Again, after this interval, that is omega t is equal to 150 degree, alpha 2 is equal to 0 degree. Alpha 2, and I have written here alpha is equal to 0 degree. That is for thyristor T2, the firing angle alpha is equal to 0 degree, or alpha 2 is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T2. Because from this particular interval, from this particular interval, VB becomes maximum positive. So VB, when it becomes maximum positive, thyristor T2 becomes forward biased, and when it receives a gate pulse, it starts to conduct. Again, at this particular interval, T3, that is VC, from this interval it becomes maximum positive. If VC becomes maximum positive, T3 becomes forward biased, and when it gets a gate signal at its gate terminal, it starts to conduct. So for a firing angle of alpha is equal to 0 degree, thyristors T1, T2 and T3 will behave as diodes, and the waveform which will be obtained across its output will be just this, that is the waveform which we will obtain across its output R will be this. So this is the output across the R load for, let us this is the output across the R load for a firing angle of alpha is equal to 0 degree, and this is the alpha 1 is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T1, that is alpha is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T1. This is alpha is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T2, and this is alpha is equal to 0 degree for thyristor T3. Now here, for an angle of alpha is less than 30 degree. Here my drawing is not perfect. Now this is 30 degree and this is 60 degree. Okay, this line is somewhere in between 0 degree and omega t is equal to 60 degree. So this is omega t is equal to 30 degree. Now if the firing angle alpha is less than 30 degree, then what happens? This thyristor was conducting, this was T3 was conducting before. So T3 continues to conduct unless and until T1 is fired, and when T1 is fired at an angle of alpha less than 30 degree, then at this particular angle T1 will be fired. T1 is fired at here, then it will take up the waveform for VA, that is T1 is fired, that means T1 is fired. So if T1 is fired, the waveform across this particular phase will appear across the output, and so this happens that this particular waveform appears across the output. Again, for another angle alpha less than 30 degree, that is from here to here, alpha less than 30 degree, we get the waveform across BB appearing across the output. And again, for another angle alpha less than 30 degree for T3, we get VC appearing across the output. So this is alpha less than 30 degree. Now, here, what will be the average output voltage? This is a 3-pulse converter, because at the output for one complete cycle of the input, this is an M3 converter we have seen. M stands for midpoint and 3 stands for the number of pulses in one complete cycle of the input voltage. So here this is 1 pulse, this is 2 pulse, this is 3 pulse for one complete cycle of the input voltage. So that is why when we are obtaining the average output voltage, this is 3. This is 3 by 2 pi. By 2 pi is for the mean or the average. Integration of alpha plus pi by 6. Now this angle is pi by 6. So pi by 6 of 30 degrees. So this is pi by 6 plus alpha 2. This angle is 150 degree or 5 pi by 6. So it will be alpha plus 5 pi by 6. So the limits are alpha plus pi by 6 to alpha plus 5 pi by 6 integration of VA d omega t. Now what is VA? VA is equal to VMP sine omega t. VMP is the maximum value of the phase voltage into sine of omega t, and the expression comes as 3 root 3 by 2 pi VMP cos alpha. Again, I repeat, it will be 3 root 3 by 2 pi VMP cos alpha. Now, this is for an angle of alpha greater than 30 degree. Now, this interval is 30 degree. So, if alpha is greater than 30 degree, this is a resistive load. Since this is a resistive load, this waveform will not go to the negative side. So, here, this will conduct, this is T3 conducting, then it will remain 0 unless and until T1 is triggered. T1 is triggered at an angle of alpha greater than 30 degree. Then this shoots up, this catches up with VA because T1 is fired. Then it replicates the cycle of VA up to this point. That is up to the point omega t is equal to 180 degree here. Then again, it becomes 0 for particular interval. Then thyristor T2 is triggered at an angle of alpha greater than 30 degree. It shoots up and picks up the voltage for VB. Again, this becomes the waveform. It picks up the waveform for VB when thyristor T2 is triggered, and it reaches 0 at this particular interval, and here again the same thing repeats. So what will be the average output voltage for this particular waveform? So V average will be equal to same 3 pulse output. So here 3 by 2 pi integration of alpha plus pi by 6. This is constant because here this is 30 degree. 30 degree plus alpha, wherever you are starting to fire, that will be alpha plus pi by 6 to pi to 180 degree. This is constant. So this will be alpha plus pi by 6 to pi. And this expression comes as 3 VMP by 2 pi into 1 plus cos of alpha plus 30 degree. You can see the expression, just refer this in the book. You can you solve it for yourself. That is what you need to do. VA will be equal to VMP sine of omega t. You solve it, you integrate it, and you will be getting the expression of the average output. Now M3 converter, midpoint, 3 pulse converter with RL load. We just replace the load with an R in series with an inductor. In this case, just the same things will happen, except for the output will go negative. So this is for a firing angle greater than 30 degree, less than 90 degree. In the previous case, when the firing angle was greater than 30 degree, the output was becoming 0 in this particular interval. So previously what was happening for this particular interval, alpha, the output was becoming 0. Our output was staying 0. But now the output will not stay 0. The output will go negative because the current will still continue to flow and the waveform output voltage will be equal to the input voltage as long as the current continues to flow due to the inductive circuit in the load, and we get waveforms like this. This is for alpha greater than 30 degree, less than 90 degree, and for alpha greater than 90 degree, less than 180 degree, this behaves like an inverter circuit. It's an inversion operation. So this is a rectification of operation, and this is an inversion operation. So this is a M3 converter with R load and RL load explained. Now we will see three-phase converters, three-phase full converters. This is an idealized circuit with LS, that is source inductance, is equal to 0, with IDT, that is output voltage, is equal to ID, that is constant. Now we have 6 thyristors named as per the sequence of their operation. See here, it's T1, T3, T5, T2, T4, T6. Now here, after T1, T2 will conduct, after T2, T3, after T3, T4, then T5, and then T6. So as per this sequence, these thyristors will conduct. Now, alpha is equal to 0 degree instants means omega t is equal to 30 degree for T1, omega t is equal to 90 degree for T2, omega t is equal to 150 degree for T3, omega t is equal to 210 degree for T4, omega t is equal to 270 degree for T5, and omega t is equal to 330 degree for T6. And alpha is equal to 30 degree means just you add 30 degree to each of this and you will get the values for alpha for each particular thyristor. Now how do we get this? We will see from the waveforms. This is my three-phase waveform displaced from each other by an angle of 120 degree. Again, I have divided the entire scale, entire x-axis, omega t axis into angles of 30 degree. So this is omega t equal to 30 degree, 60 degree, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, 360 degree, and so on and so forth. Now, see, before this instant, this particular waveform was the maximum positive. This particular waveform is VC. VC is maximum positive means, VC is maximum positive means T5 was conducting before that. We see maximum positive means T5 was forward biased. T5 was forward biased if gate pulse was applied to it. Then after this instant, VA is maximum positive. VA is maximum positive means T1 is forward biased. Then again, after this instant, BB is maximum positive. Now BB is maximum, now this instant VA is maximum positive from omega t is equal to 30 degree to omega t is equal to 150 degree. That is for an angle of 120 degree. Omega t is equal to 30 degree to omega t is equal to 150 degree. So that is omega t is equal to 30 degree to omega t is equal to 150 degree. VA is maximum positive. So if VA is maximum positive, that means thyristor T1 is forward biased during this instant. Now after this instant, that is omega t is equal to 150 degree to omega t is equal to 270 degree. That is for an angle of 120 degree again. BB is maximum positive. BB is maximum positive means T3 is forward biased. Here we can see BB is maximum positive means T3 is forward biased. So here T3 is forward biased from omega t is equal to 150 degree to omega t is equal to 270 degree. Again, from this instant to this instant, that is omega t is equal to 270 degree to omega t is equal to 390 degree, VC is maximum positive. If VC is maximum positive, that means here VC is maximum positive, T5 is forward biased. So here VC is maximum positive, that means T5 is forward biased. Okay. Now these were the positive group thyristors. Here also the negative group thyristors will here we have positive group thyristors as well as negative group thyristors. The positive group thyristors are T1, T3, T5, and the negative group thyristors are T2, T4, and T6. The positive group thyristors are conducting when T1 is conducting, is forward biased when VA is maximum positive, T3 is conducting or is forward biased when PB is maximum positive, and T5 is forward biased when TC is maximum positive. Now similarly, we have T4, T6, T2 as the negative group thyristors. Now negative group thyristors also we can see from this circuit diagram that T2 is forward biased when VC is maximum negative, T6 is forward biased when VB is maximum negative, and T4 is forward biased when VA is maximum negative. So from this circuit diagram we can see before this instant, that is from here to here, this is VB. VB is maximum negative. VB is maximum negative means VB maximum negative, T6 was conducting. So VB maximum negative, T6 was conducting before this. So this is T6. Again, this is the waveform for VC. VC is maximum negative means it should be T2. VC maximum negative means it is T2. T2 is conducting, T2 is forward biased, and here VA is maximum negative, T4 should be forward biased, so VA maximum negative and T4 is forward biased. So likewise, the thyristors are forward biased according to which phase is maximum positive and which phase is maximum negative. So here we have T1, T3, T5 as the positive group thyristors and T2, T4, T6 as the negative group thyristors. Now, at a particular interval, at an interval of 60-degree interval, two thyristors, one from the positive group and one from the negative group, conduct simultaneously. Here see, these are the positive group thyristors. These are the positive group thyristors and these are the negative group thyristors. Okay. So positive group thyristors, from here to here T5 is conducting, from here to here T1 is conducting, from here to here T3 is conducting, and from here to here T5 is conducting. Means they are forward biased in this particular instant. If gate signal is applied, this thyristors will conduct. So from this instant to this instant, P1 is forward biased. So it is forward biased for how much angle? 30, 60, 90, 120 as I had said. So T1 is forward biased for an interval of 120. Similarly, in the negative group thyristors, this is T6 is forward biased here, T2, T4, again T6. So we can see after T1, this is T2, after T2, T3, after T3, T4, after T4, T5, after T5, T6. So the naming is as per the sequence of their operation. The naming of the thyristors are as per the sequence of their operation. Since the thyristors are operating from one from the positive and another from the negative group, are operating according to the sequence like T1, T2, T3. So this is T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, and T6. In this order they are conducting. So they are named according to the sequence of the operation. So here we can see T1 is operating and here we can see T6 is operating. So from this instant to this instant, that is from omega t is equal to 30 degree or alpha is equal to 0 degree to alpha is equal to 0 degree for T1 to alpha is equal to 60 degree for T1, and similarly from this instant to this instant 1 and 6 will be conducting. So here 1 and 6 will be conducting. That means two thyristors together, they conduct for an interval of 60 degrees. So this is for an interval here and here. So this is an interval of 60 degrees. Again, from here to here, that is here to this particular instant, again for an interval of 60 degree, one is conducting and two is conducting. Again, from this particular instant to this particular instant, 3 is conducting and 2 is conducting. So 3 from the positive group, 2 from the negative group. Again, from this instant to this instant, that is from this instant to this instant, three and 4 are conducting. Again, from this instant to this instant, 5 and 4 are conducting. And from this instant to this instant, 5 and 6 are conducting. So we can clearly see that for intervals of 60 degree, okay, here 5 and 6, here also 5 and 6. You can see 5, 6. So here 5, 6, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. Now, if 1 and 6 simultaneously conduct, what will be the output voltage? So 1 and 6 are simultaneously conducting. 1 and 6 are simultaneously conducting. See, 1 is conducting here and 6 is also conducting. So 1 goes output, 6 is conducting. The voltage across the output will be VAB. So that is what we get. Here we get VAB at the output from here to here interval. That is from when omega t is equal to 30 degree to omega t is equal to 90 degree for an interval of alpha, for an interval of 60 degree, 1 and 6 are conducting, and we obtain the line voltage of VAB. Again, from this interval to this interval, 1 and 2 are conducting. Now, if 1 and 2 conduct, 1 conducts and 2 conducts, the voltage across the output will be VAC. Let's see if VAC is at the output. Yes, it's VAC at the output. This is VAC. This goes on cyclically. That means here it's VAB, VAC, VBC, VBA, VCA, VCB, here again this. So this is clear to all of you. Okay, this was with alpha is equal to 0 degree. For alpha is equal to 0 degree, we are getting only the line voltages VAB, VAC, VBC, VBA, VCA, VCB. Now this is for alpha is equal to 60 degree. Now to obtain the voltages, output voltage for alpha is equal to 60 degree, what you have to do is, first of all, you complete these half waveform. This half cycle you complete by dotted lines. Like VAB you have drawn here. You complete by dotted lines this half cycle. For VAC also similarly you complete by dotted lines, VBC by dotted lines, VAs, so on and so forth, you complete by dotted lines. Now alpha is equal to 60 degree means this is your alpha 1, alpha is equal to 60 degree means this is 30, this is 60. So this is the instant. So if this is the instant, that means this waveform will appear across the output. That means okay, this portion of VAB will appear across the output. So that is what is happening here. Again, for alpha 2 is equal to 60 degree. Alpha 2 is equal to 60 degree means from here it will be counting. So the alpha 2 is equal to 60 degree will be here. So that means this will be the interval. This will be that of VAC. So VAC. So likewise, we are obtaining the output voltage across the load for a firing angle of alpha is equal to 60 degree. Now alpha is equal to 90 degree. What will happen for alpha is equal to 90 degree? For alpha is equal to 90 degree, this positive portion and negative portion, here we have taken an RLE load or a RL load, a very highly inductive load, which we have denoted by a constant current source. So for this type of load, we will get the negative portion also. And for alpha is equal to 90 degree, for alpha less than 90 degree, the control converter will operate as a in the rectifying mode as a rectifier, and for alpha is equal to 0 degree, the output average voltage will be equal to 0, and for alpha greater than 90 degree, it will operate in the inversion mode. So this is alpha is equal to 90 degree. We can see the positive portion and the negative portion are equal, and so the average output voltage in this case will be equal to 0. And this is alpha is equal to 1 degree. Similarly, if you trace this particular waveform, this half cycles, if you extend downwards, you will get these waveform for a firing angle of alpha is equal to 1. Now the last topic, three-phase semi-converter. Now a three-phase semi-converter is a converter is a three-phase control converter with a 6 pulse operation for alpha less than 60 degree and with a 3 pulse operation for alpha greater than equal to 60 degree. That is, it operates both in 6 pulse as well as 3 pulse. Now, how does it operate that way? Let's see. This is for alpha is equal to 0 degree. It is operating likewise. This is not a problem. Now, for alpha is equal to 15 degree. Now, here we have to remember that diodes, here there is no thyristor firing in the negative half cycle. In the negative group, there are no thyristors, only there are diodes. Diodes mean thyristors, we can assume the thyristors with 0 firing angle. That means here we cannot provide any firing angle to these diodes. So here the thyristors T1, T2, T3 can be provided with firing angle. We can change the firing angle of these 3 thyristors, but we cannot change the firing angle of these diodes which are placed in the negative group of the 3-phase converter. So here for alpha is equal to 15 degree, see alpha 1 is equal to 15 degree. This angle, this is 15 degree. Here this goes up to this portion. It takes a VAB, waveform of VAB. Now VAC will appear again up to 15 degree here. Again it will take up the waveform for VBC. Again VBA it will move an angle of 15 degree. VCA it will take up the waveform. Likewise it will follow. And for alpha is equal to 60 degree and for alpha equal to 90 degree or alpha greater than equal to 90 degree or greater than equal to 60 degree, the waveforms will be a 3 pulse, that of the 3 pulse converter. It will be 3 pulse output with one pulse at the middle missing. Here we can see VCB, after that it should have been VAB, but VAB is missing here. From the waveform itself, we can study that, how VAB missing. We can understand from the circuit diagram, and by studying this waveform, similarly you draw the half cycles for this waveforms, and in the similar manner we have understood the 3-phase full control converter. 3-phase semi converter is also understood, we are also understood in the similar way. This middle portion, middle output, middle line voltage is missing, is left out. VCB, after that VAB is left out, then VAC, then VBC is left out, VBA is there. After that VCA is left out, VCB is there, and this goes on. Effect of LS we had learned in the case of single phase control converter. The LS is the AC side inductance. Generally it represents the inductance of the primary or inductance of the secondary side of the transformer. Now the function of this LS is to provide a commutation interval where two thyristors will act together, will function together, uh, providing a short circuit in the output, and the output will become 0. The function of this LS, the adverse effect of this LS is to reduce the output voltage, and two thyristors simultaneously work together during this interval and reducing the output average voltage. So this is all for the three-phase control converter. If you have any doubt, you can post your comments, post your doubts. Thank you for today.